Well, hello there. We're back again. This time with, who are you?
Aaron Sussman.
Sussy Baka.
Technical team head of Team Sussy Baka.
Alright, team leader. What did you play today? Or not today, but last week.
I played Meer.
Oh, yes. Alright, perfect. Do explain to us why you be like this and play Meer.
Alright, so I wanted a second day of a tournament. I wanted a really simple deck, and I can stare at Meer sleeves constantly and be happy about it. So that worked out, especially when I was really loopy by the end of the tournament.
Could that have been caused by something you did the night before?
I did not.
Okay.
Yeah. Everyone else, not me.
Tell me about your deck choices here.
Alright, so the most obvious weird thing about the deck is my Sentinel ratios, which are 1 crit Sentinel, 1 regular Sentinel, and 2 draw Sentinels. I just wanted more critical triggers in the deck, and after testing, I realized I had some trouble against some larger power things, so to adjust for that, I played more critical triggers, and I cut down on the critical Sentinel, which I was actually fine if I maybe played more of them, but I needed more. I wanted to space more critical triggers, so I ended up with a copy of Innis in the deck instead.
I like that. Your opponent's dead, so you don't need to defend, right?
I don't need to defend if they have taken it to the face.
Yes. Alright, so it looks like you're playing, there's 4 Meers, that's good.
it's 4 Meer, they're guaranteed 4 Meer, and then we went up to, just in case, we went up to 3 copies of Petra. She has the alternate guard, she has an alternate guard restrict on her, but she finds me Meer if I don't have her.
Yep,
very nice when playing only 4 of the grade 3,
So you got like a 3-3 split of Syria and Lizelot?
Yeah.
Any reason why, or just felt like it? Or?
I find later in the game, Lizelot kind of gets bricky in spots, and Syria is nice if I don't, with Meer's ability to look at the top 2 cards, if I don't find any triggers, I usually end up using Syria after that. But she's not quite as important. Aqua's very important, because even if I don't use her ability, she will get bigger, but she also clears non-triggers off of my deck. Syria I will also use for that as well. She gets bigger, but it puts everything on the bottom instead, so it doesn't either do what my deck wants, which is either have a nice shuffle or to leave cards on top of my deck. And Lizelot isn't a May, so she's at 3 because it's more aggressive. I had a match against Prism where my opening hand was, I had all 3 Lizelots in hand. I rushed them down super hard. It was great.
Now, tell me about those 4 finesses up there. Are you one of those guys who like to loop their heal triggers?
So that Meer is very defensive, and it is the main draw to playing this deck. Is Meer is already very defensive, and she lets me heal every turn after starting turn 4. So to help supplement that, my deck really wants the package of 4 finesses for heal triggers, and then we're also playing 1 Satenza to kind of go with that as well. So this is to loop back things in my deck. To get them in, it's very important to have shuffle effects like Ellie and Sedna to go along with this. But it puts my heals back in deck, and it just lets me grind out games super hard if I need to, and it lets me have more trigger options later when checking the top cards with Meer. Plus, she puts herself in Soul, and my Vanguard actually uses Soul, which is until Nikita very rare for Bermuda.
Okay. How about you run us through some of your matchups, if you can remember them?
Yeah, I can. So I had a little bit of a rough time going through. In like a few of my matches, I didn't see any triggers at all, which was kind of hard. The main thing is my deck won when it needed to, so that's what pushed us through. I won our first 2 matches. I won against Dimension Police, which is actually really bad against most Bermuda decks I end up playing, I find. And especially Meer, I don't think I've ever lost to them. There's another local who plays Dimension Police a lot. And then I won the match against, that was round 1. They had to ride Black. It was kind of rough for them. And then round 2, I ran into Prism. Where, as I mentioned, I found all my Lizelots and was able to rush them down super hard, and there wasn't too much they could have really done about that.
That was the one where I sat next to you, right?
I believe you did, yeah.
Yeah.
Was it? Yes.
I remember because we were 1 table over.
Yeah.
All right.
So I found my Lizelots in that match. It went really well. I know that a lot of people were running that, and I've seen a lot of things online, like, me being one of the non Prism decks in the tournament, especially having tops, I had to get Meer's picture on there. So that match went pretty well. The next one was Grand Blue. I played them twice because I played them in tops. That sadly is a 50-50. I lost the die roll both times, so I lost. I would have beaten him if I had won the die roll. That's basically just how I ended up. Both of our decks were running pretty well. So.
Dang, Grand Blue's got the beat on me too. I lost twice to them too.
Yeah, it's super hard, but they're the team who won first anyways. It's fine. But it's just a 50-50 matchup because my deck can be very aggressive.
Water Gang.
Yeah, Team Water Gang. Yep. So.
All right.
And then I had a couple of rough matches in between there where I'm a deck who wants to find triggers. I need to find my critical triggers and kill my opponent. But I saw 0. I triggered 0. I saw like 4 triggers in one of my games against the Cross. I triggered 0 times, and I hit 1 defensive, I think. And then I played against Gurgwit, also saw 0 triggers. Kind of funny moment where I kind of laughed because I hit his Percival in the damage.
Yeah, get him out of there.
Yeah, get him out of there. But yeah, I didn't see triggers against either of those matchups, so they're kind of rough. But like I said, my deck won when it needed to. I won the first 2. We all lost the 3rd round, and then the next 2, both my teammates won, which got us into the top. So I won when I needed to. I also won our first round of 3. That one's a very weird match, I guess, if you want to go into the top cut.
Yes.
So I played against a very unfortunate game, as it turned out, against...
it was Revengers, right?
It was Revengers. It was Revengers. He was playing, what's his face? Raging Form and Raging Fall. And my opponent healed on his first attack, and we both missed it. And I haven't played too much against Raging Fall. I knew he had a GB4, he had a LB4-like ability. GB4. He had Limit Break 4-like ability. I forget which one it was, but it was the calling a unit from your deck, which he'd healed on his first attack, because I know I guarded with this crit because it wasn't quite big enough. And he had hit a heal, and then when he called the next one, he called a unit from deck. And by the time we caught it, he had already attacked with his Vanguard, and it was the one that checks the top 3, and he found a Revenger off of that. So we called the judge over. But we called the judge over, and they had to resolve it where he ended up getting a game loss because it was too far gone with the stuff he had done. He was trying to point out something about doing his next effect, but that didn't matter. But yeah, so it was too far gone. I felt I was in a commanding position in that game. I went first, which is very good for Meer. Unless I literally don't see triggers like I did, I think the Cross I went first. My deck tends to win on the play just because it scales so well between each turn. I have to be at 3 to start doing that. So I casually defended. I took the amount of damage I needed to just heal the next turn and use Meer's ability, and I was feeling very good about that game. But unfortunately, yeah, we missed. He accidentally did something wrong and ended up getting a game loss, which won us into the top. So that's really weird to talk about, but yeah.
It's okay.
We got there.
We'll probably edit that out. Just kidding.
Yeah.
Top 4. What happened?
That top 4. And then in top 4, I played against the same Grand Blue again, and as I mentioned, lost the die roll. That's all that mattered in that matchup, and I lost. So.
Oh gosh, Water Gang too strong.
Water Gang too strong.
Yeah.
Well, 3rd, 4th.
And then 3rd, 4th, I played against Messiah, and that was, he only ever found 1 Messiah. I read his card, I didn't read it all the way. I was wondering why he wasn't doing anything, and it turns out he needed another Messiah and sold to do anything, and he failed to find that the entire game, and the 30Ks didn't really do much, so, because I found my Ellies.
He most likely rode into Harmonics, right, instead of not the red one.
Yeah,
he didn't go into Alter.
It was the blue one.
Yeah,
it was the blue one.
I'll do you in.
Yeah, he couldn't keep calling stuff from his drop. He kept calling stuff to field, which drew him a few more cards, but he ended up having to use his entire hand every turn to not die. So, I was the only one from our team to win for the 3rd, 4th match. So, he ended it on a high note, I guess.
What was your record overall today?
I was 4-4.
4-4? Okay.
Yep, I was 4-4.
Won when you needed to. Yep. That's all that matters.
I won when we needed to.
Let's see here. Anything you would change if you had the experience from that tournament and you already?
I would probably change her into another copy of Ennis and add one more crit. I'm fine with it, but Satenza's an open spot, and I never really used her, so I'd rather just have one more critical trigger in deck. I know draws are nice, but I'm fine. Is there anything else, really? Sisicos were fine. I need to see Ange more. Or Aqua more.
So you can play 5 Aquas.
5 Aquas.
One's your buddy.
The biggest regret is I ordered a 3rd copy of Swimsuit Meer, and they instead sent me one of these ones, so I could have had 3 Swimsuit Meers. It's fine.
But you got like a nice portrait
I do
there.
have a nice little lineup of all the SPs, and I kind of wish I told them to put... I wonder if they do it if I told them to put this as the picture instead of this one. Either way. I think this one's on file for that kind of stuff. So.
Okay. Any shout-outs you want to give out, or any final thoughts?
Thank you to my teammates, Christian and Isaac. Like I said, our matches were entirely a team effort. There was no outstanding person every time. We got there because we all did it together. So that was very nice. I haven't actually done a team event, and that was very nice that nothing stood out. We were just a team, and we all did well enough to make it where we wanted to. And we got Team Sussibaka on there. Also, shout-outs Kong, thank you. Thanks to everyone we traveled with. It was a fun time, as much as I didn't do any of the partying. I knew I'd have a hard time physically with the second day, and I couldn't have partaken anyways, but it was nice. It was nice everyone was enjoying themselves.
All right, thanks for your time. Congrats to your team and you, Sussibaka, top 4. We'll see you guys in during the fall tournament, right? Hopefully there's a fall tournament.
We'll see. Probably if I don't play Meer, it'll probably end up being Reet. I love Reet. I hope she works with Meer. We'll see.
Very true. All right. Thank you.
Yep.
Bye-bye.